This is David Rodecker. I'm going to show two different methods for coalescing data, where you want to take data from a table and concatenate it together. So I have a table here of a bunch of phone numbers. It's got other data into it. I'm going to query it based upon member ID and get the phone number concatenated in a list. So I've already written the query here, but I had been used to doing this with a coalesce statement. Sounds like the right thing to do. Coalesce, and here's the function on which I'll give the method in the description. But essentially, you coalesce. You got to start the variable off with setting it equal to a value, and then you got to coalesce it with this statement where you concatenate the parameter, and I'm going to append it and prepend it with a single quote, which requires me to double quote it here. So, and then I'm printing the result every time. So I'm going to run this in a cursor because I want to try to streamline the performance and see how it goes. So here I am running it in a cursor of running it 100 times. How about that? Or 10 times. So if I do this, it comes out, and it takes 1 second to process it. So this method is taking 1 second for 10, and I found, well, before I do that, I'll describe the other method. The other method for coalescing data is combining it with a for XML statement, and similar sort of concatenation where I'm concatenating it to end with a string. So I want a string of that starts and appends and prepends it with a single quote. And this one, notice that I'm starting the position at 2 because this one has a prepending comma. And but I'm going to go ahead and run this times 10, and it comes out to be 1 second. So notice the data output is what I'm looking for here, and it's a phone number concatenated with other phone numbers. I would use this in a like expression. So I would say, phone number like all these things. And so my question was which method is faster. So I'm going to put this times 100, and took 1 second for running through 100 rows of concatenation doing that process. Now I'm going to go back to the coalesce statement with running 100, and this one takes a little bit longer. So I've run this before, and I found that it took 10 seconds. Now my table's fast. I got indexes on member ID, but here we go, 12 seconds really just to run that coalesce statement. So coalesce 10 times slower than for XML. In case you didn't know, that's the better way to do it. I'll paste the code of both of these, and hopefully that will solve your coalesce versus XML. Counterintuitive, I thought XML has a lot of overhead, but in comparison to the coalesce statement, not necessarily.